Hi, this is Mon Rasz and you are listening to my Daily Thoughts number 13. Today's reflections are about system failure. A definition of system failure could be described as a situation when the system doesn't meet its requirements. For this sentence to apply, we need to have a system and then the system requirements. Let's start out with system. What is it, a system? Wikipedia describes it as a set of interacting or interdependent entities, real or abstract, forming an integrated whole. In more down-to-earth words, I would say it's something that's made out of different things that somehow depend on each other. Here are a few examples. Our body, a biological or living system, then computer system or computer operating system, cultural system, economic system, physical system, political system, religious system, solar system, etc., etc. We could expand this list for a while, but taken all together, it seems that everything there is somehow part of a system or subsystem. Basically, everything is connected in some way with something else. The universe is a system too, so everything is at least part of that system. Well, so far so good, but we have not come closer to our today's subject yet, which is system failure. When does a system fail? When does it not meet its requirements? My answer to this question is to look at the word requirements. I couldn't say what the requirements of the universe are. I don't know where it came from, and I don't know where it's going to. And I don't know what the purpose of the universe is. So I cannot comment on the requirements of the universe. If we are talking about requirement, I would suggest that there is a higher priority involved. Someone or something observes something else and is able to state that these are the requirements. Let's take this approach and see how it's going to work out. Okay, which are the systems we would be able to comment on in terms of requirements? Every system that is man-made, for instance, like economic system, political system, and also computer and operating system. But how about biological and living systems? Well, since we have studied our bodies and those of animals and plants, we know pretty much what is necessary to maintain life, because otherwise we would die. The fact alone that we are born can tell us that our purpose is to live. From studying living systems' death or system failures, we know what the requirements of these systems are to function and stay alive. But can we comment on any non-living system, except those that are man-made? I am thinking of chemical and physical systems, for instance. Well, we can say that under certain circumstances, this and that will happen. We understand subsystems of these sciences, but as long as we have not found out the purpose of the overall system, the universe, it will be hard to say what the requirements really are. In fact, even if we could observe, like in a living system, birth and death of the universe, we still would not be able to tell for sure the purpose and therefore the requirements of the universe. This is why I hesitate to say if there are truly any other systems we can decide on for their requirements. So let's leave it up to another Daily Thoughts session and continue with what we have so far. Living and man-made systems. That's where we know what the requirements are. What could be a good example of a system failure of a living organism? How about heart attack? The mighty engine that powers our body has failed. It didn't meet the requirements, which are to pump the blood through our veins. Why did that system failure happen? Why do we get a heart attack? When the self-repair mechanism failed, what often happens with age, under mental stress, caused by a too difficult or too complex mental situation, under physical stress, when the workload exceeds the capacity, such as overweight or blocked arteries, and when an accident with physical injury of the cardiovascular system occurs. And the corresponding list of failure keywords is overage, blockage, overcapacity, too complex, damage, too difficult, and missing rejuvenation or repair. Although we are talking about a living system here, these same factors can also cause any human-built system to fail, beginning with a computer operating system and ending with economical, political or governmental system, with the exception of maybe a few special systems, like the road and highway system, which we, for obvious reasons, constantly renew and repair. But what about all the other systems out there? I mean, any system. When was the last time they got a complete redo? Isn't it for a very good reason that the US President can only be re-elected once? That's the right step. But in light of where we are today, maybe the Founding Fathers would have implemented a lot more constant change and renewal, so that the basic ideas could have kept their life and drive. But let's start out at everyone's own realm. When was the last time you sat down and filtered through the thousands of pictures and videos or other items you have collected for years, that you know you won't need anymore but you guess are too precious to thrash? You only need to apply the inner workings of our brains to your daily routine. As I pointed out in the last session, our brain seems to have a forget mechanism, so it always frees capacity to work on new tasks and make new beginnings. The past is the past, let's leave it there. We keep the impressions, the achievements, but we cannot live in the past. We need to move forward to the future, open the door for new visions, for new development. This is life, an adventure. This adventure can take place in the outside world by visiting other people and places, but it can also happen just within your mind. Discover what's deep inside you. Talk to others about it, share ideas and help develop new visions of life. We might have discovered already a good chunk of what can be discovered in the material world, but on the spiritual side, the door is wide open. I truly think there have been cultures that were and maybe still are far more advanced than we now, and there is a lot of grounds to gain. So take the courage and become an explorer of the spiritual world. For today I thank you for your time. May the higher spirit help us evolve. Until the next daily thoughts, yours truly, Mon Rasz. And today's post-lectum is: the other day I read an ad of a major chip maker. Today is so yesterday. In other words, throw your current computer out of the window and buy a new one. Or in words I would like to subscribe, get rid of the old stuff and make a new beginning, in parentheses, with what you have learned.